So the number one most expensive chase card from Surgeon Sparks, that Pikachu EX, when graded in a PSA 10, investors were paying about $2,500 US to pick that up in a PSA 10 when this set was brand new. The first PSA 10s that came back, basically. Now that PSA 10 price has dropped off around $1,400 US. It's plummeted. The raw price not doing so bad, but the PSA 10 has been obliterated. And now we have the reprints going to come through for Surgeon Sparks. Also, Prismatic Evolutions reprints. They're going to continue to print Prismatic into the ground. In today's video, we're going to look at Surgeon Sparks and Prismatic. I already did a reprint video on these two sets about 7 weeks ago. I got abused in the comments section by someone saying, Surgeon's not getting the reprint. I haven't heard about the Surgeon Sparks reprint. You're talking shit. You don't know what you're saying. Lo and behold, here's the reprint. Maybe I told you guys too early, maybe you didn't trust me, but I knew this reprint was coming. I knew 1000% Surgeon Sparks was getting the reprint. Let's just take a snapshot at Surgeon Sparks today and Prismatic, see what the prices are doing for some of the singles and the sealed product, and just give my thoughts on whether the reprint's a good thing or a bad thing. Let's go. Surgeon Sparks, guys, up 21% in 3 months. Up 21% in 3 months, guys. Surgeon Sparks, $261. We got to pay about $350 to $400 Australian for a booster box. If we look at view more data here, $265. Pretty consistently around the $260, $265 mark for this booster box. I haven't bought any Surgeon Sparks booster boxes. None. Zero. Because it's just been scalped from day one. It's been expensive from day one. Considering the chase cards inside this set, I could buy this booster box at $350, $400 Australian now and still be fine long term. It's still going to be an expensive booster box long term. I just don't like to pay double the amount for a booster box on release because it's a strong set. It's simply because we're in a bit of a bull market at the moment. I just don't want to buy. I don't want to overspend in the bull market, you know what I mean? So for me, I was buying the booster bundles. I bought 3-pack blisters at retail price. I bought booster bundles at retail price. And I've probably only got like about 40 or 50 packets in total between all those things that I bought. So I don't have a lot. I was pretty confident the Surgeon Sparks reprint was going to happen. And I even made a video about 7 weeks ago that the Surgeon Sparks reprint was coming. Some people didn't believe me when I made that video. They said that one guy came on the comments and said I was full of shit and I didn't know what I was talking about. I told you the Surgeon Sparks reprint was coming. I said it was going to be around February. It's basically just over a week into March before we get the news, the official news. But I had said Surgeon Sparks was going to get reprinted. I got abused for it. Maybe I spoke up too early, but I knew it was getting reprinted anyway. So I wanted to give you guys the heads up to focus more on the Sword and Shield stuff that was still at a good price and not sort of get FOMO for Surgeon Sparks. There will be opportunities to buy this. Try and get your pre-orders in as these reprints filter through from retailers in your country that are honouring pre-orders. So don't wait for this to hit retail shelves. Try and get your pre-orders in when these reprints come through. That'll be your best chance for people that honour pre-orders. Maybe your bigger retailers in whatever country you're in, guys. I really think that's your best shot. As I said, the demand is so high, the market will gobble up these Surgeon Sparks booster boxes really quickly. Here's the top chase cards from Surgeon Sparks. You all know it. That Pikachu, $455 US. The Latias, $236. The top 4 chase cards, all over $100. Absolute stellar set, masterclass of a set. There's no denying it. Even though this is a crazy strong set, I just don't panic, guys. I was quite confident that there was no need to panic. There was always going to be opportunities to buy these at a better price, these booster boxes. But there's the top chase cards. Feel free to pause the video, have a quick look at them and the prices. But at the end of the day, this is one of the best sets. I think it's the second strongest set from Scarlet and Violet behind Prismatic Evolution so far as top chase cards. The top 10 chase cards in Surgeon Sparks are $1,275. Really strong set. But again, don't panic, don't FOMO no matter how strong a set is. There's always going to be an opportunity to pick these booster boxes up at a better price. Here's the Pikachu, the number 1 chase card in a PSA 10. You can see this orange line, guys. This was almost $3,000, guys. When it first came out, people were paying $2,000 to $2,500 for a PSA 10. We go all the way down here to, you know, early to mid-March. It's $1,000 PSA 10. If you bought this, you know, a few months ago, you would have lost over $1,000. You know, that's why I invest in booster boxes, not singles. You can make money off singles, but there's no need to rush in straight away, no matter how strong a set is, because you would have lost a ton of money on this Pikachu in a PSA 10. But I hope you didn't lose money on this. I hope you didn't buy this in a PSA 10 when it was brand new. Try to never do that. Okay, it's on occasion you might come out okay, but usually you're going to lose money if you buy the first PSA 10s out the gate. That's Surgeon Sparks. Can't wait to pick it up. Prismatic Evolutions. Here's the Pokemon Center ETB, up 20% in a month. You can see over the, well, it's not that old, so let's just stick to the month. Up 20%. This is probably the most popular product for Prismatic Evolutions. Obviously, we've got the Pokemon Center stamped Eevee inside this set, inside this ETB. And that will cost you $350 US. It's a lot of money for, you know, 11 packets and a promo card, but I mean, it's an insane set. It's an insane set. Here's the regular ETB, $133 US. You know, it was $144, now it's $133. If you look at View More Data, $138, $130, $139, $139, $139. Pretty consistently around that $140 mark, guys. You get 9 packets in here, and obviously the EV promo without the stamp. Really stellar set. I did say I was going to wait on these. The only thing I own from Prismatic Evolutions are these, the binder collections. I've got 3 of these, and the only reason I own them is I was able to pick 3 of them up on pre-order months and months ago at retail price. These are about 130 to 150 Australian dollars. I picked them all up for $49 each at retail price from one of our big retailers when I got my pre-orders in months ago. Other than that, I'm not paying scalpers prices, though the set is bananas. I could pay scalpers prices and I'm still going to do well long term. It's just got bad juju attached to it, you know. I just don't want to buy from a market that's been scalped heavily. I just don't want to do it. And if I have to miss out, I miss out. But I'm confident I'll still be able to pick these up at a fair price. Prismatic Evolutions is going to continue to get printed for several months. So, I mean, again, I think this could get printed into the ground over the next year, which it's not going to be a year, but hypothetically, and it would still get gobbled up by the market. The demand is insane. You know, in 2023, there were almost 9 billion Pokemon cards printed, and in 2024, there was almost 12 billion cards printed. They printed almost 3 billion more cards in 2024 than the previous year, and the market is still gobbling up these cards. The demand has never been stronger for Pokemon. But that's the binder collection. These do really well. If you look at the 151 binder collections, they're still doing really well. This is up 16% over the last month, and this is a really cool way to get Prismatic Evolutions at an affordable price if they do reprint these. I'm not exactly sure which products are getting reprinted for Prismatic Evolutions, if it's all of them, if it's just the booster bundles and ETBs, I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments. But these are a really cool display piece and a good option for Prismatic Evolutions if you can get them, if they do reprint more of these guys. But either way, the ETBs, the booster bundles, or the binder collections, get Prismatic however you can if you can get a reasonable price and not a scalper's price. Here's the top chase cards. Feel free to pause the video and have a look from Prismatic Evolutions. Nothing compares to this, guys. Like, this is absolutely bananas. I've never seen anything like this. Sometimes we say a strong set, it's a strong set if the top 15 chase cards are over $15, right? Or the top 10 are over $20. You look at this set, the top 15, 16, the top 17 cards are over $100. That's unheard of. That's what I mean. You could pay scalpers prices and you're still going to do well long term. These prices could be affected by heavy reprints, but I don't think it's ever going to be a weak set. It's always going to be the strongest set from Scarlet and Violet. And this thing, you know, I wouldn't blame you if you had to go and pay scalpers prices. I think a lot of people ended up doing that anyway. I think anyone that's got it now pretty much paid a premium. And it might just be what you have to do. But for my opinion, I'm going to wait. And that might seem stupid to a lot of investors, but I just believe I can pick this up, and time would tell if I'm wrong. It might be the most epic fail in Pokemon investing history if I wait and lose completely. But at the same time, I'm happy to just skip on it. I've got my binder collections already. I'm going to see if I can pick these up at a fairly decent retail price. Otherwise, I'm just going to skip on the rest of it, guys. As strong as this set is. And here's the Umbreon in a PSA 10, the number 1 chase card. So far, there's 600 PSA 10s, over $3,000 it'll cost you for a PSA 10. But if we go back here, people were paying sort of in early February, straight out the gate, people were paying $4,500 for a PSA 10. It's now worth just over $3,000. People have lost over $1,000, almost $1,500, if they bought this early on in a PSA 10 for almost $4.5 grand. Again, this is the strongest set from Scarlet and Violet. The top, what did I say, 13 chase cards or something are over $100. Let me go back and check that. The top, no, it was the top 17 chase cards over $100. Like, this is insanely strong, but even though this is the strongest set, you can still lose money buying a PSA 10 too early on, guys. That's why I stick to my sealed investments. Keep your eyes peeled. Try and get them at pre-order online at your big retailers in whatever country you're in. At retailers you think will honor the pre-orders and not cancel it and waste your money, you know. You don't want to put in a pre-order and they say they're going to honor it, and then 3 months later they send you your money back and you've missed out. Like, stick to the big retailers that you trust, or your local retailers that you trust to honor pre-orders, and see how you go. There's some awesome sets from the Scarlet and Violet era that are getting reprinted soon. I'm super excited. I think it's a good thing. I'm not selling anything right now. I'm just keen to pick more up and accumulate some of these awesome sets to my collection. So I've broken this up into 3 different videos, guys. There's 6 sets getting the reprint. That's Surging Sparks and Prismatic Evolutions. If you want to see part 1, click here. If you want to see part 2, click here. Thanks for watching the chase card, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.